What is going on, people? What is going on? Ayo. I did not plan on doing this, but we got to talk about something real quick. Got the comments up here. What's going on, people? What's going on? Ayo, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. MJ is the GOAT. If you guys are up right now, you guys probably have done the same thing I did. You're watching the MJ documentary. What's going on, Rick? What's going on? Anyone who's up right now, if you guys are tuning into this, if you guys are up right now, I'm sure you just got done watching the MJ documentary. And all I can really say right now is just wow. Wow. I mean, I watched all 10 episodes. Every single one got better as it went on. Every single episode got better. And, from MJ to Scotty to Phil Jackson to Dennis Rodman, Jerry Krause, I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was watching. I mean, I've heard about it before, obviously, but the amount of information that we got in depth here is just untouched. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's going on, Rick? What's going on, TRNJ? Kara, Philly Special, what's going on? Have you guys just got done watching the documentary? Because holy crap, like, I've been talking to a lot of people about this, we've been texting throughout the night. I made a community post earlier. I think it was like 60, 70, 80% said MJ was the GOAT. Look, I'm sorry. Michael Jordan, there is nobody like Michael Jordan. That killer assassin mentality, and that I say that with all due respect to LeBron. I say that with all due respect to Kobe Bean Bryant. May his soul rest in peace. But MJ is a different breed. Come on, guys. MJ, I mean, the shots that he had to hit, moment after moment. That last one against Utah and John Stockton, Karl Malone, and those boys, I mean, dude had no energy left. None at all. That is insane, man. Insane. Amazing. He had a different type of mindset than anyone. Philly Special, I completely agree, bro. I mean, the mindset that Michael Jordan played every single night, MJ would go out on the court and play like it was his last. Every single night was Michael Jordan's last. And, like I said, all respect to LeBron James. I respect LeBron. I respect everything he's done. And people will look at the numbers and LeBron, 3-6 in the finals, MJ 6-0. That's one thing you can look at. But me, I understand. LeBron went up against a super team, right? He went up against KD, Steph Curry, Clay, and them boys. So let's look past the numbers for a second. Let's look at the eye test. MJ is an assassin. He is an assassin. I mean, every time you can just, here, MJ, take the ball. Go win us this game. Even when they had one boy, two boys, three men on Michael Jordan, he got the job done. And I'm not saying LeBron hasn't had his clutch moments. I'm not saying LeBron has never, done anything close. But come on, man. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. People will say, because MJ didn't get to this stage until, 7-8 years into his career. But come on. It takes time to build this up. And we'll talk about the ending in a second. But all I can say is this documentary was great. I love the in-depth look at it. And I just don't even think it's close. When you look at Michael Jordan and you look at who is close to Michael Jordan. I mean, in terms of the mentality, LeBron is not number two. I would put Kobe in terms of that mentality, that killer mentality over LeBron. But taking everything into account, I think LeBron is definitely in my top three and for sure my top four. He's on my Mount Rushmore, but dang, man, there's no one that can match Michael Jordan's vibe. So getting to the end of the documentary, how do you break this up, right? I just heard Michael Wilbon talking about how do you break up Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, right? Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, Phil Jackson. Phil went on to have a successful career even after this. With the Lakers, how do you break this? You want to talk about a super team. I mean, dude, how do you break this? How do you go into that season letting them know that even if they were to win every game, Phil Jackson, you're not coming back. You're not coming back to the team. I don't understand. Is hearing MJ say those words at the end, the process, it made me tingle inside. It did. I mean, how do you break that up? Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete maybe ever. Ever. And you pair him with Scottie Pippen and Rodman and those boys, and you break that up after 6 chips. I'm telling you, I put out a post a couple days ago, and I said, how many championships would Michael Jordan have if he never went to play baseball? Would it be 6, 7, 8? I'm telling you guys right now, he could have a very good shot at having 8 championships. That's how good this team was. And I don't want to hear about the defensive excuses. I do not want to hear that. Because LeBron nowadays in this generation, guys breathe on LeBron and he's already crying to the refs. Which I'm not saying he's not the only one, to do that. Guys do that nowadays. But back then, MJ, them bad boy Pistons, they were checking MJ in midair. They were literally checking him in midair. He even said every game he would come out with a different type of bruise. MJ would take that thing to the rack, and I can't even imagine how his body was hurting after some of those series. So don't come at me with this defensive excuse. I'm sorry. That you can put that to rest. And I just loved, throughout the documentary, seeing how guys played back then. Like, even in the last episode here, obviously it's fresh on my mind, seeing, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone go at it, seeing them go at it toe to toe. I mean, these guys were ready to rip each other's heads off. And what do? They get up, give each other a slap on the butt, and everything's all good. It's sportsmanship. If that happened today, someone's head would have got ripped off. And someone would have got fined and suspended and all this crap. No. I loved the enthusiasm, the aggression, and just the sportsmanship. Besides them Pistons not shaking hands, by the way. I loved everything about this documentary. It's definitely one of the best I've seen. 10 episodes. I will definitely go back and watch this more. Let's look at some of these comments, man. Who is better, by the way? Let me know in the comments. Who's better, MJ or LeBron? Let me know. 444 Philly fan, that's my boy. Go ahead and check him out as well. Me and him have been talking throughout the night. I mean, we both agree. MJ, he says Jordan is the GOAT. I don't think it's a question anymore. I don't think it's a question either. And I don't even think it is that close, to be honest. I mean, Michael Jordan, you put him in today's game, you put MJ in today's game, he is averaging 30 to 33 points. And you think about it, back then, they didn't even train these guys to go ahead and shoot a lot of threes like they did back then. I'm sure these guys obviously developed it. We saw the game transition. But back then, three-pointers were not the majority of the shots being taken. That was not on the guy's mind at first for most of the players. If you put MJ in today's game and say, yo, you need to learn to be a sniper three-point shooter, combined with what he can do from anywhere on the court, it's absolutely crazy, man. Crazy. Rick Bennett, I watched him in his heyday. Yeah, I'm old. He was a different animal, that is for sure. MJ revolutionized basketball. He put it on the map, and the sport went international. They were just talking about it. It went from 80 countries to 220 countries. I mean, that's even what's more special. No social media, no Twitter, none of this stuff. No texting and all, crazy texting during the game and tweeting and Instagram and all that. No. And the way he was able to shape his personality and his profile to just always suit everyone's needs. I can just imagine the stress that he was going through on and off the court. I think it's crazy, man. The GM is stupid. You're damn right, man. I mean, he was one of the best ever, but I will never understand that. I think they could have won another one, at least. It was insane. He revolutionized basketball. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Divine Shabazz, no, LeBron's the GOAT. Give me a reason. Why do you think LeBron is the GOAT compared to Michael Jordan? Why? Why? I mean, I went through some of my reasons. Let me know why. Joey Shake 72, what is going on? That is my dude. If you guys are in here and you haven't checked out his channel yet as well, please go ahead and subscribe to him. Show him some love. One of the best content creators in terms of Philly sports on YouTube. What is going on, bro? What is going on? Did you watch the documentary? I know you don't really cover basketball like that, but did you watch the documentary, man? Stats-wise, LeBron is better. I would disagree with that. First, we can look at the finals if you want 6-0. And when you look at these statistical categories, look at the teams LeBron has been on. He's had to carry teams individually. MJ has these other guys. He needs to share the wealth. And he's still averaging over 30 points in a day and age when defense was more prominent. Come on, man. Get the facts straight. Come on. Cowboy X Factor, what is going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. Nothing crazy. Didn't even expect to do this, but I had to talk about this documentary. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Did you watch the Eagles documentary on Prime Video? No. Someone hit me up about that. I do need to get on top of that. I heard they were giving away that service, so I need to go ahead and watch that documentary. I heard it was really, really good. Let me know what it's called again, by the way. Sean McMenamin, MJ is definitely the GOAT. Absolutely agree, 100%. I mean, MJ is unmatched, man. If you even, I know it's fresh in our mind, you know, how they have to portray certain things in this documentary, but just taking a step back and looking overall, I've always said MJ is better, and just the way he handled himself, just the way he was able to go throughout this whole process. I mean, LeBron is pretty much used to being his own coach at this point. MJ had to go through a coach who he loves so much, and the GM is telling him, hey, your time is limited. There is a time ticking bomb on your back. It's crazy, man. It really is. I love the last shot in the 1998 finals when Jordan crossed up Russell at midcourt. Yeah, man, we were just talking about this. Dude, the way that he hit that shot, You look at this, right? You don't know the results. What's going to happen? I knew MJ was going to hit that shot just by who he is, just by having that assassin mentality. That's why I say for the main reason that he is better than LeBron James, because LeBron doesn't have that killer mentality when the game is on the line. When you need a guy to step up and be clutch, who are you going to? MJ or LeBron? I'm going MJ all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, man. Come on. This showed MJ is incredible, but he is still human. Yes, great point. Absolutely agree. And that is what we need to realize. Like, you know, these media people, they're all over this guy 24/7. This kind of gave you a behind the scenes of what these guys, especially these stars, need to go through. And I absolutely hope that they put one out on LeBron as well, you know, down the line whenever he retires. But I can't even imagine how it is. But imagine this before the social media age. And all this pressure on MJ. It's crazy how he dealt with all this stuff and the tragedy, him and Steve Kerr, both of them. Crazy, dude. Food poisoning, crazy. I know, right? I was like, I had to rewind it real quick and make sure I heard, you know, what he was actually saying. Food poisoning. But anyway, that is probably the most impressive moment for him to go out and my boy 444 Philly fan, me and him were talking about this, you know, for LeBron to come out of the finals with cramps, MJ could barely stand up. He had no energy left. He had nothing in the tank. And what does he do? He comes out and puts up 38 after eating bad food. Like, come on, dude. Come on. I'm sorry, man. There is just no breed like MJ. And the closest thing to him in my mind is Kobe, man. 1-9 without Pippen. Okay, that's fine. What was LeBron without Kyrie? Let me know. I wonder if MJ would lose to the 2011 Dallas Mavericks like LeBron did in the finals. There is absolutely no chance MJ would lose that series, especially LeBron had D Wade and Bosh in there, right? And come on, dude. Come on. Come on. MJ, I'm telling you, this guy, I would have loved to see him and that roster go at least a couple more years. I mean, the stuff they could have done if he would have never left the game. Come on, man. MJ is definitely the GOAT. That's the difference between greatness and a losing mentality. Catching L's but leading in all categories is stuff that people say when they think LeBron is the greatest. Shake him up. Dude, absolutely agree, bro. Absolutely agree. MJ, you can give him this hate because he was getting all the attention and Scottie Pippen wasn't getting what he deserved and all that in the third. But when it comes down to it, MJ was about winning. Some of the quotes I heard in this documentary, which I will go back and look at, I will never forget some of the things he was saying. I mean, the dude's getting emotional talking about just what it takes to win. The standard that he held everyone around him. It was just unmatched. It was unbelievable, dude. I mean, I enjoyed it so much as a sports fan. I didn't know MJ only played 6 seasons. No. I admit it. It took him a while to get to this point. But, I mean, when you look at LeBron James, yes, he got to the finals early on. We remember with the Cavs, he was carrying that team. But overall, I mean, I'm not going to look at the records, all right? 6-0 versus 3-6. I'm not going to look at that. I'm going to use my eye test. I'm going to watch how these guys approach the games in the big time situations. And I'm telling you, I respect LeBron. LeBron is on my Mount Rushmore as well. And I hope they do a documentary about him as well. But to me, it's not even close, dude. MJ's the GOAT. MJ's the GOAT. LeBron don't even belong in the same sentence as that man. Dude, I'm telling you, no one belongs in that same sentence. MJ is the GOAT. And you can just go back and watch it. MJ is the GOAT. MJ, it's simple as that. I mean, Ray Allen bailed LeBron out. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget. Bron's been bailed out a couple times. If I remember clearly, it was a game 7 against Golden State. Who hit that last shot? Who hit that clutch shot? It was not LeBron James. It was Mr. Kyrie Irving. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. What's going on, Nitro Freak? What's going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. Team accomplishments is Jordan, but singular accomplishments, it's LeBron by a mile. And okay, I respect that. I understand that. Given the circumstances and the situations in which each of them needed to play, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at team statistics and I'm looking at winner's mentality. And it sides for LeBron or for MJ, in my opinion. I'm sorry. It's MJ's the GOAT. LeBron is up there, but MJ is a step ahead of everybody. He had that killer mentality. And like I said, the only one that came close to that is Kobe Bryant. The Eagles documentary is called All or Nothing. I'm definitely going to check that out. I'm going to write that down, man. And don't say Kerr and Paxson bailed out Jordan. The difference between those 3 shots is that Jordan passed him the ball. Bron missed the shot and needed Bosh and Allen to pull through. Absolutely speaking, 100% facts there. Go back and watch those series. Go back and watch. Like, someone mentioned the Mavericks. No, MJ would not slip up that opportunity. And, in those clutch situations, which we just watched, like against the Utah Jazz, right? Or against the Pacers or whoever. They're bringing 2-3 men at MJ. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Shoot? I mean, he shot that one shot, double clutch, and almost made it. Come on, man. Kobe's not even top 5 all-time, dude. Come on now. I mean, it's close, but not top 5. I mean, it depends what you're looking at, I guess. I guess it depends what you're looking at. But yeah, I'll just leave that point there. Dirk had a flu in 2011 for one game, and look at what they did to Miami Heat super team. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they were new, they were fresh into that whole tenure. But losing to that Mavericks team, I respect Dirk. He's one of my favorite players that I've watched growing up. But come on, losing to that Mavericks team, it's hard to let that one go. Singular accomplishments, keep the rebounds and assists and give me W's instead. Don't nobody care about the participation awards. LeBron is 3-6. That is not GOAT. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I do understand that he went up against the Warriors teams and everything. But let's not, I know it's a different context. I know they are built different and in terms of the generation and the game now, the Warriors were pretty much unstoppable. But come on, dude. Come on. MJ, those Pistons, those Pacers, the way that they played the game, bumping him, roughing him on every play. The dude was mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted after playing 44 minutes a game, and he still would go out and hit those big shots. Come on. I'm young, so I never saw MJ play, so this was great. Yeah, dude, I'm on the younger side as well, and I wish I could have got to see MJ play in person. I mean, this guy, just from what I've heard from, family members and just what I've seen from this and just going back and watching stuff, it's unmatched. It really is. Only kids think LBJ is the GOAT because they don't know any better. Yo, man, it's a lot. It's pretty much the younger people. And, I say that not including myself, but it is the younger people that will say LeBron because let's just say I hope they went back, those people, and watched this and just see how they approach the game. Maybe that's all they know. Maybe, they've grown up on LeBron, and that's understandable, but I got to give respect where it's due. MJ is a killer, man. He's a killer. MJ is the GOAT. Word. What's going on, Superhero 18? Shout out to you, bro. Bill Russell wasn't even the best player on his team. The Bill Russell ring argument is lame. I agree with that. Bill Russell's a great player, but when you look at the other teams during that era and that Celtics team, I mean, they were pretty much unstoppable. Come on. Come on. Bill Russell was a great player, though. Stop it. Without LeBron, Kyrie doesn't even make it to the finals. No. I agree with that. What I'm saying is in the clutch moments, though, LeBron has been bailed out by Kyrie Irving. And you can say that MJ was bailed out by Steve Kerr or whoever, but he was double and triple team. Like, what do you want him to do? When the game's on the line, I wouldn't say that the Cavs are 100% confident in giving LeBron James the basketball, but I can tell you damn sure that Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson, all those guys on that Bulls team knew who the ball was going to. They even said it themselves. Come on. Jordan's intelligence, his savviness, and competitive fire inspired a generation of basketball players. So when you factor in his overall legacy, it's not even close. Absolutely agree. Great point. When you put everything together, and let me not be mistaken, LeBron James has never been in any kind of, trouble or anything like that. He's been great for the game of basketball, but even they talked about the way and the point that basketball was at and the direction it was heading to and just the impact. It was just like a boom that Michael Jordan had on this game. It just exploded, dude. It exploded. And MJ, it's hard to match him, dude. It's hard. MJ and the Bulls were the Warriors back then. That's the difference between Jordan and Bron's mentality. Or mentally. MJ did everything in his power to win, and he made sure to do it. Go. Absolutely agree, dude. When the game was on the line, when they needed a stop, when something needed to happen, we saw that they threw it down to Malone in the post. What did MJ do? He went and got it. He went and got the ball. He did what it took to win every single time. I mean, when have we heard a guy leaving after 3 championships, going to play another sport, coming back, and gets back into shape, and he's right in the groove? Like, what, dude? Come on, man. Come on. And nowadays, these guys talk about load management, and they don't want to play back-to-backs and all this stuff. Come on. MJ was playing every single night like it was his last, and I respect him for it. I do. In my opinion, if LeBron played in Jordan's era, he would not have been as good. I think that they would have obviously trained LeBron different. Like, he would have been probably a different type, of player. But I don't know. The way, unless he was trained mentally different, I think, like you said, LeBron probably would have been a little worse, in my opinion, if he had, the same mentality or somewhat similar to it, because these guys were checking you. They didn't care. The refs weren't having the whistles in their mouth ready to blow it on any little thing. We saw some of these push-offs and everything. They let the guys play, and I liked it. I respected that. Anyone that calls himself the GOAT will never be the GOAT. I mean, I respect the confidence, dude. I respect confidence. I think he's the GOAT, man. The best player on those Celtics was Bob Cousy, one of the more underrated point guards of all time. Yeah, man, that Celtics team was stacked. They had, dude, there was just no match for the Celtics basketball. All the way back then, it was a different game. And those Celtics, they were just too powered, man. They had so much star power. It was crazy, dude. Compared to the other teams in the league. I mean, we all talk about the ring conversation. That's why I'm not focusing as much on that. I'm just looking at what I see in the eye test, you know? And wins another 3 titles. Yeah, dude, comes back, gets into shape, and wins another 3 titles. I mean, they're talking about it. We saw more in depth. It was kind of because of his dad's decision and everything. Um, but come on, dude. Like do you know like the mental ability that you need to be able to do something like that? I'm sure these other athletes could do it, but could they perform at the highest level when they came back like MJ? That's crazy, dude. And Pippen was suffering from a back problem and he still contributed on the offense. Yeah, just stuff like that. You see guys go out now, they tweak an ankle, something like that. They're out. They go out. I saw MJ completely exhausted, completely worn out. I saw Scottie Pippen. We saw it. He could barely walk, dude. He could barely walk. And he's out there fighting every single possession. And I loved it. I loved it, dude. Dennis Rodman is so underrated. I agree. The way that he was able to horse for those boys and the production that he gave when he was actually focused. I think they should do another series on Dennis Rodman. I think they should do another series on Dennis Rodman because I enjoyed every little snippet that we saw of Rodman, his personality. He became one of my more liked people during this series. And just the things he would do, it's funny, man. I loved it, dude. He was great. Yeah, Harden would suffer the most. Dude, I couldn't imagine James Harden playing the way he does back in this era. Come on now. Come on. A lot of these guys nowadays, they would have had to been prepped mentally and just taught the game of basketball different. Things would look a lot different. If this Bulls team was to come into play today, they would probably lose some games just because they would have to get accustomed to the 3-point game. They would have to get used to a different type of play and all these, refs calling little fouls here and there. But the Bulls team was tough. The Bulls and Warriors debate is a thing for a different day. It's hard to compare players, teams, and everything from different eras. But I'm just going by what I see. From what I've seen throughout this documentary, what I've watched of Michael Jordan, I obviously never got to see him live, but watching LeBron James live and seeing all this kind of stuff, I mean, MJ's the GOAT, man. MJ's the GOAT. Reasons why Rodman was good, fighting for loose balls, fighting for rebounds, steals, and blocks. Such a competitive player. And I love that point, and I love those kind of players. They come few and far-fetched in between, as constant, as consistent as Dennis Rodman would do it. But I absolutely love guys that play that way. You take a guy like that, even if he is under-talented, undermatched, undersized, anything, and I will take that kind of guy on my team every single day. I know it's a hard comparison, obviously not trying to compare at all, but a guy like Patrick Beverly or even a guy that the Sixers had like TJ McConnell, they go out and on defense, they give it their all every single possession, no matter what. They're always on top of it. That's why I enjoy watching guys, like that. That's why I enjoyed watching Reggie Miller throughout this last episode or two, Draymond would be a beast. Dude, Draymond would probably fit in the best in terms of that era. The way that he plays now, it's like he took a lot of notes back then and used it now. Jordan has the flu, 44 minutes, 38 points, could still walk off the court with minimal help. LeBron gets cramps in a finals game, gets Mario Chalmers and Norris Cole to literally carry him. I mean, come on, it speaks for itself, people. It speaks for itself. Though I couldn't believe that Michael Jordan went out and performed like that in that situation. To me, that is one of the best performances maybe of all time. Given the situation, given what was on the line. The series was at 2-2. They needed to win that game. And for them to go out and play like that, MJ to perform as well as he did, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. Brings to mind coronavirus situation. How quick can they come back? I don't know, dude. I think it's going to be months, and they're going to really have to check this over and over and over again to make sure everything is safe, to make sure things are sound. And I just think it's going to take a long time. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. It's getting rough at this point. It really is. I don't think Jordan is the GOAT, but when LeBron retires, I might shed a tear. Well, I think Jordan is the GOAT, and when LeBron retires, I'm also going to shed a tear because let me tell you guys something, and I'll probably be on here for a couple more minutes, but it's sad that people don't appreciate greatness when they have it, you know? Like throughout this whole documentary, one of the things that pissed me off the most was the amount of pressure that the media was putting on, MJ, or what they do nowadays to players. That all they want to do is compare, compare, compare. Why can't we just appreciate and respect greatness while it's here? I'm telling you guys, LeBron is doing things that no other player has done before. And I completely respect the hell out of him, and I love watching LeBron suit up and go on the floor and play every night. But some people will just go at his neck and just will constantly compare him to MJ. Sometimes we need to just take a step back and realize LeBron is still playing this game right now. We need to watch this guy while we still can, while he can still give us some more, productive years, because one day is going to come, and I hope it doesn't. LeBron just might not be the same. Or another star in the league might just not be the same. It usually happens to guys as they get throughout that last stretch. And I hate how through the documentary, they're every single moment. When are you going to retire? Is this your last game? Let the guy play, dude. Let him enjoy his moments. So the media, they need to get things straight, man. They do. How do you think Jimmy Butler would play in Jordan's era? I think Jimmy Butler would be a dog. Though he's one of the guys with that mentality. I think he would fit right in perfectly, in my opinion. Word, we need to appreciate Ben Simmons while we have him. Dude, I absolutely agree. This is what I'm saying. He doesn't have the jump shot yet, right? He's not fully developed, but why can't we look at it as a glass half full? Why can't we look at it at what Ben Simmons can do at age 23? Like, come on, dude. The stuff that Ben can do, he's that far advanced. And just other players in this league, you just got to respect greatness. You got to appreciate it while it is still here. And that's what I try to do while I'm watching sports. At least that's what I try to do. I have major respect for Bron, and as a sports fan, I'm blessed to have seen the second greatest player of all time and appreciate his game. Absolutely agree, because one day, like I said, we're going to look back, we're going to tell our kids about it, and we're going to say, I watched LeBron James play, and then there will be another guy that comes in, and it'll just be straight and strict comparisons, when all you really want to do is just watch, just respect, just enjoy the greatness that we get to see, man. People are wishy-washy. When Melo was out of the league, people hated him and he was garbage. Now everyone loves him and he's a top 50 player. I know, man, right? Carmelo got the hate too. As soon as the game revolutionized, as soon as the game changed a little bit and Melo went through a bad stretch, it was just, and it really wasn't even his fault. It was the Knicks' terrible organization that he had to endure. But all of a sudden, everyone just turned on Carmelo. But then what happens? A couple years later, get Carmelo back in the league. Put him on a team right now. I agree with you, man. LeBron would never retire from the game, then return a year after. I'm just saying MJ did it all that we never thought. Absolutely agree. Not only did he do that, as he went on, even later he came back again. And I understand MJ not wanting to spoil an opportunity that he felt in his heart because of his dad getting murdered. And he really felt that he had to. And I loved how this documentary went and explained that. And I respect his decision for it. And he knew it was time during the MLB strike and everything. He knew he had to come back. And I can't believe he came back and was as good right away as he was. That's what I took away from that episode. We got to see Kobe, LeBron, and KD at the same time, which is crazy. Hey, I absolutely agree, bro. That's another one. KD, I know he gets a lot of hate. I understand it. I understand it. Again, these are some great topics. I would love to talk about these someday. KD, you can hate him all you want. I hate him for going to the team that he lost to after being up 3-1. The team that had 73 wins. But now, a couple years later, when it's not on the frying pan anymore, when it's kind of cooled down, you can say what you want about Kevin Durant. The man is a strict bucket. I enjoy watching Kevin Durant play the game. It doesn't matter if he's on another team. It doesn't matter who he's playing for. I respect watching greatness play. Kobe, same thing. LeBron. I mean, we got to respect these guys before they're not playing a game anymore. We got to respect these guys. Yeah, I have a 1-month-old daughter, and one day I'll tell her about all the players I watch in the NBA that will not be playing anymore. Look, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna come. It's going to happen. We really got to enjoy these times. I mean, we got to see Steph Curry, Kobe, KD, LeBron, any Kyrie, all these guys. Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters, in my opinion, that the game has ever seen. We got to see all these guys go at it at the same time, and one day they're gonna make more documentaries just like this one. They're gonna make them, and I'm gonna look back and I'm really gonna savor every single moment. And I appreciate watching these guys play the game. I really do. I do. Yeah, it would have been cool if we got to sign KD. I would have loved to sign KD. I would take him on my team any single day of the week. You can say what you want about him being soft, his personality, all that. I don't care. KD is a strict bucket. He would never come to Philly, though. I wish he could. I wish he didn't come to the East. Brooklyn Nets are going to be scary next year. Imagine Embiid with Jordan's mentality. Dude, Joel Embiid, if he had anywhere close to how MJ played the game, he would be a dog. He would be, I mean, he's already one of the best centers in the league, but he would be literally unstoppable. Gotta tell my kids about Shake Milton versus the Lakers on TNT. I gotta tell them about that game where Shake just heated up. And some of these guys, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell my kids about Furkan Korkmaz. I'll tell them about Raul Neto. I'll tell them about Brett Brown too. It's gonna be a long lecture. It's amazing how MJ was drafted on a terrible team, but then they built talent around him to win 6 chips and become the greatest team and player of all time. I know, man, it takes time. People will clown him for that, but it was, no pun intended, the process. It took the process. They had to trust it. I mean, we saw they weren't even going to take MJ, and they went and bet on him, and the guy and the man he just developed into was great. And I loved how he provided for his family, brought him out of a bad situation. And I love the story, man. Him getting cut in high school and all the stuff that he had to go through, the continuous hours. I can't even imagine. This guy was a different breed. Remember that episode when they were, I think they were all practicing. He was like on a movie set, and he would go and play like hours after recording all day. Like, dude, guy was built different. I can't imagine how much time and effort and energy that even we didn't get to see on a documentary that was put into his career. It's tremendous, dude. It's tremendous. All the great guys, the ones that separate the great or the good from the great and the great from the absolute legends. It shows, man. It shows in your work ethic. Who do you think the starting 5 will be next year? I would say Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. I think we keep Tobias. Hopefully we get a shooter like a Buddy Hield, and I don't know about the 5th one. We'll see with that. That's the thing. Good management is key. Hear that, Joshua Harris? I know, right? And I'm watching. I'm listening to Jerry Krause talk, and it's like, what are you talking about? It's something like Brian Colangelo would do. Win chips and then break up the team. Like, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. But we're gonna end this very, very soon. 15 people in here. Smash that like button if you're in here. Appreciate you guys tuning in right now. Didn't expect to be on here. This is what I will leave you with. I enjoyed the documentary. I enjoyed watching the ups, the downs, the career, the life of Michael Jordan on and off the basketball court, and just the Bulls team, how they embraced greatness, how they approached every series, every game. I absolutely loved it. LeBron is a great player. MJ, to me, is the GOAT. It's not even close. Go back and watch everything. Look at his mentality, how he approached the game, just everything as a collective package, what he had to deal with. And I just feel when it comes down to the end of the day, that assassin mentality, that killer mindset, I'm putting the ball in MJ's hands every single time. And I absolutely loved watching what he had to go through and just the big moments. It seemed like every game came down to the last seconds, or at least the ones we saw. And MJ just dominated every single time. He did not let anyone down. So we'll take the last couple seconds here. Again, comment in the comment section right now. LeBron or MJ? Who do you guys think is better? I'm going MJ, and I don't even think it's that close, man. I don't think it's that close. I would watch all of it again. Literally, it was so good. Dude, I'm telling you, Connor, I'm going to go back and watch this thing many, many times on a rainy day or when I have nothing else to do. If this sports thing continues and no sports, and we can't watch anything, every week, the last 5 weeks leading up to this gave me the energy. It gave me something to look forward to, and now it's over. And it's like, dang, dude, got to go back to watching highlights. MJ, 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 MJ all the way. I grew up watching LeBron, so that's what I know. LeBron is my GOAT. I respect it. Like I said, you grew up watching him, respect. Absolutely respect it. You were right, it isn't close. I've looked up to LeBron all my life, but I got to go with MJ after watching this documentary. Respect to you. I look up to both of these guys. I absolutely agree. What they've done, what they've accomplished is crazy, man. We got to appreciate LeBron while he's still here. But like I said, MJ is just on a different tier. I agree. MJ not close. MJ for sure. And it looks like the overarching vote is MJ. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like I said, 40 minutes into this. Didn't even think we were going to hop on to this, but I wanted to talk to you guys about the documentary. Appreciate all the input that you guys brought. We're definitely going to be live streaming more. We've been doing it every single Friday. I'll probably have a video. I might even make a video out tomorrow on this documentary. Who knows? That the content it's kind of getting hard to make stuff, with nothing going on. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. You guys are the real ones stopping in here. It's almost, midnight. You guys are some real ones. Hope you guys enjoyed the documentary. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will catch you guys soon, man. You guys all have a great night and stay safe. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.